for Change podcast gang. The intellectual Mr. Sapiosexual. That's all you gotta do, be you. Montana Cobain pulling up in the truck. And Lady Alba with the glamorous power touch. We stream live at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Soul Food Sunday, Motion Monday, and Therapeutic Thursday. And some days in between, switch hit. Subscribe and bell on so you don't miss it. But if you do, we on repeat on every major podcast application. Interviews galore and more. Y'all know the situation. So book your seat when we turn up the heat with your art for change.
And we are live. What's going on, Art Enthusiasts and Change Makers? Yes, y'all. It's another episode of Art for Change podcast. Today is Take Two Tuesday, and I am your host, Mr. Sapiosexual, and my co-host in the building.
You already know it's your boy BU, because that's all you gotta do. We out here. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Hey, we can't forget Montana Cobain. What's up, player?
What's going on?
Yes. And the queen in the house, Lady Alva. How you doing? You gotta take it off mute, Queen.
Lady Alva is well.
Yeah. Love to hear it. Everybody's having a good day today. How was everybody's weekend?
The weekend was good. I didn't really do much this weekend. Yeah, I would say a good chill weekend. Monday, back to work vibes. It was a Monday. Tuesday, it gets better. You know, as it gets closer to the weekend, it gets better. Always. No matter what. But yeah, it was a good weekend. Good start of the week as well.
All right. Montana Cobain, man, how was your weekend, brother?
My weekend was hilarious. I fucked around and let's just say I got up for work Friday at 2. I didn't get home till 9:30. I was so tired that hell, I basically passed out with no alarm, so my job blowing me up Saturday morning. You gonna come into work today? I finally answered the phone by like 8:30 Saturday morning. I was supposed to be at work since like 5:30. He's like, you gonna come into work today? I said, man, what time is it? I'm half asleep. He's like, oh, it's 8:30 in the morning. I said, man, shit. I can gonna be like an hour and 30 minutes before I get there. So I got a no call, no show, but I didn't even care. Like, fuck them. But besides that, weekend was pretty decent, man. Besides, my team getting their ass whooped Saturday. I'm a Tar Heel fan, so
Damn, yeah. Hey, you don't like Duke, you don't like Duke, huh? Tar Heel fan. He hate Duke.
I hate him with a passion, my brother. But fucking passion. But besides that, man, overall, I had a good weekend. Got some well needed rest and stuff like that.
That's good.
Lady Alva, how was your weekend?
It was good. I'm kind of kept to myself a lot, so I can just rejuvenate, and some things and burdens off of me. That's not really what I would consider a good weekend, but it was a necessary thing that I needed to move in or sit in through the weekend.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I feel that definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to grow through what you go through.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
That's a good phrase to put it that way. You got to grow through what you go through. Yeah.
Yes.
What's that you
Mhm.
wearing today, Lady Alva?
Ah, can't rush greatness. Can't rush
Mm.
greatness.
Can't rush
God damn
greatness.
it.
Talk about it. What's that
I
right there?
I love that.
That's a BU flavor for art for change. That's
That's a art.
that's
No, that's off for change flavor.
all right. And you can't rush greatness, but for sure, it suits just even when I was my answer to the weekend because I never look to be great. I don't want to be great. I just want to be substantial. I want to be accepted. I want to be respected. I want to
Yes.
be understood.
Mhm.
And I want to understand that all that I do from art and even here with Art for Change and the Hummingbirds is I'm just serving. I'm expressing myself through service. You understand? So if greatness comes, that's God that's going to give that.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to say, well,
That
thank you very much, Father God.
that's why you can't rush it.
Hallelujah.
That's why
Exactly.
you
There
can't
you
rush
go.
it.
So, and then as a mom, as a family member, I think we put too much pressure on each other, one another in our families. Look, you can't rush the process. We are humans, we growing. Some of us not, but we're fallible and we do the best we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. So I found it ironically like, oh, because okay, I don't need to change my shirt. This is perfect and definitely with how I'm feeling. It's always perfect for art for change, but definitely with how I'm feeling. And then on top, I got my LA hat, which is Lady Alva.
I see that. I see that.
I'll see what you did there.
Yeah.
Just quick on her feet. Quick on her feet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
man. She was sharp with
she
it,
was
man. She
quick
was
with
sharp
it
with it,
too.
man.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Have I got to everybody before we go around the round table with the question?
Yeah, wait. Yeah, it's on
Yeah,
you.
how was your weekend, my
Yeah,
brother?
how are you, Mister?
There you go.
Oh man. Good weekend, gentlemen. I worked this weekend, and I think I got on relaxed pretty much on Sunday. Chill with the snakes. Got on live with the snakes. Shouts out to the Exotic Morph Emporiums. TikTok. That's my page for my animals. So yeah, if you're
Mm-hmm.
interested into seeing me handle and deal with the snakes, I got a whole little page for them. So yeah, getting some traction to the shit. I get pretty. We might have to take, like I said on plenty shows, we might have to take TikTok to. I mean, excuse me, might have to take Art for Change to TikTok because we get a lot more engagement over there.
Shit, Bowman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
he's talking
Okay.
about reptiles, you nasty women.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That boy.
Uh-oh.
Yes, y'all, and we don't stop. All right, so questions today, man. We had a conversation with our brother. Shouts out, Mad Hatter Marshall. We had a conversation with Mad Hatter Marshall, and uh, he was just telling us that he had someone that he knew that was dealing with a certain scenario, and so and that kind of was like, in having the conversation, it kind of stimulated some of these questions that we're gonna go over tonight. So we're gonna
Okay.
jump right into them, just like that. Yeah. It says, first question of the night that we have for the panel. It says, how do you feel when you reflect on family members who were distant during your upbringing?
Mm.
All right.
All right,
Oh God.
Lady
Then
Alva.
what
I was gonna say
William?
Lady Alva. I was gonna say Lady Alva. Run it.
Was you for
Run it.
real? It
Yes.
just amazes me over and over again how me and PU are just timed in. Yo, you my brother from another mother. Woo, Lord have mercy. That's a broad question. It's a big question. initially, which is minus empathy and sympathy. It's upsetting. It's upsetting those family members and significant ones that were distant during my upbringing. Very upsetting. You get to live that and you see the things that are missing, that are void from you. You learn the things that you need that you can't get because it wasn't there. So you're kind of living your life with this void that could create a whole nother mess. And 9 times out of 10, it does, and it will. So it becomes trauma, in a sense. It becomes burden, it becomes baggage, and you become being accused of all these things that you are outwardly living or letting out, and sometimes not even knowing that it comes from this void of this particular family member who is distant. Until you get to know, but yet you've been accused over and over again. You've been judged wrongly. So then it takes the rest of your life to develop and grow from that, to do better. And and that's hard enough because really it's like, why do I have to? Because of the naysayers. But then it can become something in you. And I've experienced, this is my experience. I want to, because I believe that I am different and better than what has initially been displayed, spewing out of me. But then it's like you're in that all alone because you're still tied to this record according to the naysayers of back then. It's tough. It's an emotional roller coaster wreck. It's like, what's that movie with the roller coaster ride and they all dying and visioning it?
Final Destination.
Yeah, it's like a final destination. You want your final destination to be what I can say now, what I know what God says you are, who you are. But it's scary because you're still living in the flesh of all this mess. So it's a lot.
Yeah. So my answer to that is my dad not being there, my biological dad not being there. And that was big on me because I only heard my mom's side of the story the whole time growing up. So that was really big on me. And so when I turned 18, I'm a grown man, I could make my own decisions. Mm-hmm. And then so I reached out to my dad and we became like very, very good friends. Like, because sometimes it's the woman, sometimes it's the man, sometimes it's both of y'all, but I only heard my mom's side of the story. I didn't hear his side. And my mom's side was, like, aren't you lucky I moved you from Miami? Because I had two brothers that was killed, So it's pretty much what she was saying, had you been raised there, you could have been one of them. Or, a statistic or whatever.
Oh, wow.
But then I grew up and then, I realized, it's not the man or the woman, it could be the relationship that pushes things apart. And it's not the man or the woman, it could be both of y'all. But I only heard my mom's side of the story. So when I grew up, I reached out to my dad, and I was like, yo, and then I as a person started to learn women. And Lady Alva, y'all could be spicy. Women can be spicy. Yeah. You can push men away. Mm-hmm. And then the man, and then especially a young man they were like 17 when they had me. Young man, I said, all right, fuck you, all right, go ahead, do your shit, and then, called child support. The system. It's systematic. So yeah, so I reached out to my dad. I went through my first heartbreak, and I reached out to my dad, and I'm like, yo, like I understand. So like, can we talk? Like, and we talked, and then like that's like one of my best friends now, like actually. So and we talked, and and I say, hey, I don't blame you for nothing. We're here now. That's it. And yeah, I see that coming. That's it. I don't blame you for nothing. Like we move on. It's a fresh start, But that's how I see that going. That's how I answer that question. And that hurt my heart, but that made me even be a better dad to my kids too. No matter what me and their mother got going on or whatever, to my kids gonna know me. What about you, Montana?
It used to mess with me a lot. Dealing with my biological mother and stuff like that. But eventually, um, I don't want to say I grew to love because I always loved them, but I began to appreciate more what I had in front of me versus um, how can I say, harboring on the fact that my biological mother basically didn't want anything to do with me. So even though like she was still like in the picture, but she kind of really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? She was taking care of my other siblings, and Mister can attest to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was raised by my grandparents, so it was like, I would have those times where it's like, I want to go to my mom's house, I want to do this, I want to do that, and hell, it even came a time where it was like Christmas time or some shit like that, and I'm mad about her not doing stuff for me, but my grandparents, who I call my mother and father, gave me everything up under the sun type shit. So, like I said, at first, it used to mess with me, but then the older I got, like, it ain't really bothering me that much no more. It's kind of like the only really like family member that I had that was kind of distant at a younger age. As I got older, I had other family members start to get distant, but got a different mindset now, so I don't let shit like that bother me. If you want to be over there, stay over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks everybody for their input because I seen saying Lady Howard that the conversation stirred up some emotions. Um, so yeah, that and it's a heavy conversation because I think more of us experienced than we know. You know what I'm saying? I feel like almost all of my immediate circle, have someone or have family members that is not as close knit as others. And so when I do see positive family dynamics, shouts out to Alfred Brown and his dad. You know what I'm saying? It makes me kind of not envy, but like admire those type of situations. You know what I mean? So definitely um I I've said it on the show a time before, but I am 36 years old and I have never met my biological father face to face. Like I've spoken to him on the phone. He's on my social medias, but I haven't never ever met this man. So that's a distant family member. You know what I mean? And there's a line in Tupac's song that says like saying it's hard for me to feel for a man that I ain't know. You know what I mean? Like I'm paraphrasing. But that's basically the same feeling, you know what I mean? Like, no knock to the man and I wish him all the best, but if the man God forbid was to drop dead today, like I wouldn't even have no emotions because I don't know him. You know what I mean? It's hard to miss someone that you've never known. It's hard to mourn You know what I'm saying? Someone that you ain't never had a relationship with. So in my youth, I was questioning like why I wasn't good enough, because I seen that he was active in his other children's lives, but wasn't active in mine. Similar to what Montana was saying about his mother. So as a child, you know, it stirs up those emotions. It stirs up those feelings. It's like, you know, why I'm not good enough to have that experience with this individual. But in my adulthood, now looking back, it's like, and having a relationship with God as well, it helped me understand that everything happened the way that it had to happen. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have nothing good for me. You know what I mean? And on top of that, he was only a vessel to get me here in the flesh. You know what I mean? Like his job was already done. You know what I mean? God had, and when I look back at it, God had implanted people in my life that helped make me and scope me to be a better individual today, and to be and not be a complete replica of someone who abandoned their children.
Glory, hallelujah. Woo! That is so well said. I just had to get in there and say that. So profound.
Yes,
So
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
much I can understand. Yet still is so difficult.
Yeah. And that's the real rap of the situation. You know what I mean? That's how
Yeah.
the cookie crumbles, if we will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to tap in on that real quick. Like, you know, hearing what you just said, like I forgot. Like, well, I didn't forget, but it's in the back of my mind. Like, you know, I met my biological father one time. All I ever known that he had life without parole, you know, for murders that he committed. So when I did
Mm.
finally meet him, I met him. I was it was 2008. So I was what 18, 19 years old, and um, you know, we exchanged numbers or whatever because he got out. I don't know how he got out. I think he said he went for a pill or something like that. So anyway, we text for a couple weeks, and it was like, you know, I want to get a DNA test. I want to do all this. Cool, you can do all that. But somehow, this is when I had Boost Mobile. Somehow my phone crashed, lost his number, and you know, like how Mister was just saying, you know, I used to always wonder, like, damn, I want to know what it feel like to be, you know, meet my real dad and be with my real dad. You know what I'm saying? Because my grandparents, that age gap, you know what I'm saying? My grandfather is my father. You know what I'm saying? Hands down, ain't no questions about it. But that's a big age gap. You know what I mean? So it's like I want to be able to go throw the ball, go play tackle in the yard, stuff like that. But like I said, when we lost contact with the growth that I had and the knowledge that I knew, like man, you know what? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And like Mister just said, if that man was to pass away today, I wouldn't give two flying fucks. Cause you know what I'm saying? How could you care or have any type of sympathy or empathy for something that you really don't know?
Mm.
But that's all I had to say about that. We can move along to the next question.
Yeah. Well, I want to say though to both of you guys, I've learned that you can have sympathy and empathy for a person that you don't know. God has given me that, has brought me back, I'll say to that, because God has that for us all. That is built in us, you know. He is our
Mm-hmm.
creator. But we lose it along the way because of things like what we're talking about here, an absentee significant person in our lives, or some of us not necessarily absent from the beginning, and mine wasn't my father, but then became that, you know. But I've learned to, like, I have empathy and sympathy for all humanity. Anything that God has created, I have empathy and sympathy for, and I literally feel it, you know. So I think we can come to that, and it's okay if we do. And I do know this too, that sometimes even with a personal experience with someone, the sympathy and empathy might be the cry because you just never did what you needed to do or what you should have done, what you were responsible to do for me. And I will never get to know that. And that's like a war cry, and it's okay if that happens. I think it's healthy if it does happen, like it probably needs to happen.
I can agree with you to a certain extent
Mhm.
because it's like I said, I grew to like appreciate more of what I had in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Like my
Mhm.
father raised me. You know what I'm saying? So what that man didn't do, somebody else stepped up to the plate and did. You
Right.
know what I mean? Granted, you know what I'm saying? Granted, that's my granddad, but you know what I'm saying? He still took on the role as a father and he didn't have to.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? They adopted me 3 days old. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
nice.
so
Mhm. That's a blessing right there for them to step up to the plate like that.
Man, God work in mysterious ways. You look,
Mhm.
look at the life that you had with your grandparents.
that's
You
a
know what I'm
fact.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Can you be honest with yourself and say that you may not would have turned out the way that you have had you not been raised by them?
Oh, that's that. I've been said that. I'd be dead in jail if I was with my mama.
Mhm.
Hands down, no questions asked.
You know what I mean? So, God had a ram in the bush,
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
the older I get, I realize a lot of things a lot differently, and I see things from a different perspective. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like my mom raising me and having us at a young age. Me as an adult now understanding that my mom had a child at 13, turned around and had another child at 15, going on 16. She never
Wow.
had, she never was able to have a childhood. From the moment that she was in her little preteen stage, she had
Yeah.
full adult responsibilities, you
Mhm.
know. And my grandparents took my sister, just like my tenant spoke of, because she was very young, and that was the baby. They didn't want to slow her life down. But when she had a second baby, it was like, hey, you're gonna have to, you know, you're gonna have to learn from your mistakes, and you're gonna have to raise this one. And I was the second oldest, so I was the one who experienced a teenage mom all the way up. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
so my mom kind of like grew up with me. I kind of grew up with my mom. You know what I mean? So in my youth, I used to be frustrated and irritated and not understanding, you know, why my mom would be absent all day, even though she wasn't working. You know what I mean? But as I got older, it's like, because she had never got to live in a, a child's life, she probably was just overwhelmed with the house full of children. You know what I mean? She
Mhm.
wanted that escape.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm not justifying that, because those are the consequences of your actions. But nevertheless,
Mhm.
in my youth, I was angry and I was upset and I was infuriated. And in my adulthood, I now have understanding. And so that
Amen.
understanding allows me to have that empathy that Lady Alice speaks on. You know what I mean? Same
Mhm.
thing with my biological father. I know the situation because the man was a married man and had a baby outside of his marriage with a younger woman. Of course, that would have blew his fucking life up. Now granted, it's your bed, you were supposed to lay in it, but as an adult, you know what I'm saying, I understand why he was like, shit, if I could keep it low and she ain't gonna say nothing, I ain't gonna say nothing either. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna blow it up. I don't want to blow my spot up. But that was the coward in him, and God didn't want me to have that coward mentality. You know what I mean?
Nice. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? I feel bad for being away from my kids for work. You know what I'm saying? But it's to provide for my children. My kids know exactly who their father is. That's the
Mhm.
opposite. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
My tendency to
Honestly.
step away for a second.
Yeah, he said he'd be right back. Yeah.
Moving on to the next question, we got it says, have you ever experienced mixed emotions when reconnecting with a parent or a grandparent after you achieve some type of success?
Yes.
Talk about it, brother.
Because when I rekindled the flame with my dad after I got of age or whatever, my brother was going into the NFL. So, if you think about it, it's like he coming back just because he knows his brother going to NFL.
Okay.
Yeah, and my brother went to the NFL. He played for the Green Bay Packers and everything. But I was doing good for myself as well. They didn't know that. I just want to talk to my dad. After I got a vet, I just want to talk to Pops. That's it.
But they thought that you was trying to be an opportunist.
Yeah, until they learned, and then I outlasted it because now my brother's not in the NFL, and now
Right.
I'm still I'm higher up now.
Hey,
at my
talk
job.
about
At
it.
my job, yeah, I'm higher up now. It wasn't about that. It's about the love that I strive for from the family that I never knew.
Mm.
So and I was always consistent, and then I got they talked down about me on the other side, like, oh yeah, he just here, yeah, but now you need something, hey, and I hope y'all watching. Now you need something. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck? Now you need something.
Ooh.
This nigga ain't in NFL no more. But what the fuck I'm doing now? I'm still doing what the fuck I'm doing, and I'm still building, and I'm still growing. So what the fuck we talking about? Yeah.
All right.
I hope they see this shit.
I see this conversation. I see this show is going to get some emotions out of this motherfucker.
Nitty and gritty.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I should have done this on Therapeutic Thursday because this shit is bringing some internal feelings out of this motherfucker. Like,
Yes, I was thinking that from question one. This is Therapeutic Thursday.
Yeah, real shit. Hey, look at me now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But we are about loving and elevation, you know what I mean? And having grace and mercy for individuals who, because even you got to understand, it's like sometimes that you got to be that example. Sometimes someone have never even seen a better example of a human than you. Somebody never seen an example of what grace is to you. Somebody never seen a leadership or a leader till you. You got to understand that even though you may meet somebody older in age, it still may be things that they can learn from you. Understand that what God has for you is for you. So instead of like trying to shit on the family because you're in a better position, just be like, hey, look, y'all was in that position, you may didn't handle the empathy part right, the be humble enough. I'm gonna show you how to be graceful, be successful, and be humble too. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna do you how you did me. I ain't gonna treat you how you treat me. I'm still gonna extend with grace. You know what I'm saying? I'm extend with the olive branch, because ultimately, man, to combat any type of negativity, to combat any type of hatred, we have to share love.
And I still love y'all like a motherfucker. I still love them. If they listen, I think they listen sometimes. I still love y'all. But I'm gonna share what's on my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I respect. I mean, yeah, absolutely, bro. I don't want to take you from being the essence of be you. You know what I mean? I still love them. No, I still love them like them. I still love them like the bottom of my heart. And I felt like I didn't get to know them until I was like after 18, and I still love y'all. But I was judged, and I was judged, and I stuck around because I missed that part. I missed my dad that I didn't have. Yeah, I had a stepdad, amazing, and he's still amazing stepdad right now. Great. I talked to a nigga yesterday. Like, he's my dad. But I want to talk to my dad, Absolutely.
But then, I felt like once I got to the point where I reached out, where I was old enough to understand like the woman in the relationships, and then I reached out, but then it's like, he's coming, and the time I reached out, my brother was coming up, blowing up, but nigga, I was blowing up too. But y'all ain't know
Mhm.
that because y'all ain't know me.
Right,
Y'all didn't know me. I was blowing up too. And you know what I did? I kept blowing up no matter what. And I'm gonna keep blowing up. So yeah.
yes, sir. Can't rush greatness.
Can't rush greatness.
Can't rush greatness. I love it. I love it. Montana, it sounds like you're back, brother. It says, have you ever experienced mixed emotions when reconnecting with a parent or grandparent after achieving success?
No, I haven't. I haven't. No, I ain't kind of experienced that. I've experienced the success part, but the whole like reconnecting, because it was like, my parents watched my whole come up. They watched the whole turnaround. They watched me trapping their house out to, saying, going to get my own house and everything like that. So, um, it was more so, they were joyful for me, and so I haven't experienced that.
Well, I think the question is targeted towards uh, the distant family member, or the, you know what I'm saying,
Oh,
like,
okay,
so
okay.
I guess it
Yeah.
would be like you know what I'm saying, like, did your mom want to come around more whenever you were doing better, stuff like that?
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, but it was more so like, I started noticing like, hey, you should get this, or hey, I want this. You know what I'm saying? Like little slick shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like once you become successful at something, man, motherfuckers just think your pockets is just like
Their
deep as
pockets.
the ocean. Yeah, their pockets. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, I mean, I remember getting into it. Hell, damn, you know what? Now I think about it, my own siblings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got into it with them because it's like I will only hear from them
If they need
when they
something.
when they needed something. You know what I'm saying? When they hand out, oh, can you get me this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And I was just like, no. So, yeah, that's about it for me on question two.
Respectfully. Lady Alva, same question, Queen. Do you need me to read it over?
All right, this song I shall sing because it sings in my heart every day that I live and breathe. First, I want to say, and off of what BU has said, and how he went from one space to a transition of fuck y'all though, but that's authentic. It's real. Like he showed his heart on his sleeve, but then he's defensive at the same time, or right behind, or within one another, because you have to be when you have these voids that have happened to you. Having that void, you put up a defense, and most of us don't even realize that we put up a defense mechanism. Like, but similar to like Montana said, no, I don't even think about it. But how could you not? You just buried it somewhere. But then you can say all these good and loving things, and I love y'all, but then in the drop of the hat, what? Fuck y'all. Because it's real. Because I'm the one that's stained with this. I'm the one having to live with this. So I hear you on that, BU. And I can say that's been part of my troubles. And according to family members, but it's something that I recognize. I don't know if I'll ever be rid of that, but I don't want to do this highly emotional. What I would like is that these loved ones, my family, can understand what that is for me and why that happens.
Yes.
Why I become impatient or lose tolerance or angst or maybe lash out, because it's a lot that I've been carrying.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
It's
ma'am.
my troubled waters that I'm still troubled at, not by choice, just because it's like it's there. And overall, like I want the best for anyone that's come from me, definitely my kids out of my womb. So I'm like living in a survival mode for many and many years in my life. But also with this question, it matters, what is success? Okay. And it varies from each one to another, but what I've found is that when your family has their perspective on what success is, then yeah, as long as you seem to be on that plane of achieving that, or you're there, you're doing it, then yeah, they're all for you, with you, and like I've experienced that, and be around you. But the minute that it seems like you're not, we don't want to be bothered. No one wants to be bothered. It's all negative judgment. What's wrong with you? Oh, you should be. But with all that, but y'all don't you telling me what I should be, but do you remember, like Montana just said, do you remember what I may have a problem with being because of what I didn't have or what I experienced? Do you remember that? Have you ever thought about that? So I've had to equate success not in the world vision. Success is that I was present with my children. I did my best. I'm still present all the time. I'm available. I'm not galloping. With my younger years, when I was young, we had our fun and this and that, but I also had the foundation of family around: mother, grandparent, grandmother, aunts and uncles, cousins. But as you get older, you realize, okay, no, now it's really time for me to stop allowing that dependency, that I have that comfort, and really grow more and take it on wholeheartedly. But I was always present. And if I, not, and the family was present, we had that. So, what I am directly experiencing now, and that's with my father living with me and looking after him. It's something when you have this situation, he's became the absentee parent. And you hear things that come out of the mouth of this person that doesn't equate to where, according to what's coming out of his mouth, there's no success that I've ever had. And that's tragic. That's tragic. And when I know his record, and to hear that, well, how do you expect, according to your perspective? He's not literally saying this directly, but this is how I'm interpreting. How does he expect for me to have this measure of whatever he's saying when he wasn't present? He didn't do what he was supposed to do. That is so tragic. So still, at the age I'm in, I have to fight and juggle within myself of what have I done? What have I accomplished? What is success for Lady Alva? Because I'm listening to, it's terrible. But then I have to close out and say, no, I can't do that. Like, this is crazy for me to even think that or have that emotion of thought in me. Because I know my record. But it's because it's a parent who was not there the way they should have been. Literally chose, y'all say your parent, your father raised other children. My father lived selfishly and did what he wanted to do. However he wanted to do it. And a big part of it was becoming addicted, being an addict. But many people could not ever tell that. If you didn't know, if you didn't live in the community where he lived to see his comings and goings, you meet him, you would not know. So it's a lot.
Hey, what was he an addict on?
Crack.
Mm.
But growing up as a kid, he always smoked marijuana. My father was always very open to things, and he taught a lot of that. You know, I saw him do powdered cocaine before. He was very open. I lived with him at this time as a adolescent, preteen. I took a lot of what I learned from my parents and from a lot of my elders in my family. You know, you take what you need to take, you learn from what you don't need to take.
Real shit.
And that's what I had to do. So, and I can actually say that is part of my success for sure, which none of them have really said, yeah, you were very successful there with that. Because you took whatever stuff that we did that wasn't good, or how you took it and you made sure that you didn't. Or maybe you played over in the playground for a little bit, but you still prevailed, you know? So it's just something to have to deal with all of that. But you know, this is life. This is what we have and what we're dealt with. And all I know is God says I'm worthy. And I thank him for that. That's it.
Mister.
And you are worthy. Amen. Amen. Moving right along to question number 3. It's okay, lady. It's gonna be all right, love. What don't kill us make us stronger. Believe that. You know what I'm saying? What's BU saying? We gotta go through it to grow through it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And to do that, you have to sit in it.
Yes.
To grow through it, you have to sit in it.
Yes.
You have to absorb all that you need to absorb, stuff that you didn't want to absorb because it was just put on you, and you have to process it.
Mm-hmm.
And that hurts during that time.
It's heavy. Yes.
It's real heavy.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it affects my creative mind. It affects so much about me. But I've learned, unlike latter years, to sit in it and just say, okay. But I'm concerned at this point because I'm at the age to where it's like I don't have too much time to sit and grow through. You know, I need to keep producing.
Yes, ma'am. When in that season, that's when you let go and let God. Understand that this battle is not yours, but the Lord's.
There you go. There you go.
See, we have to surrender it all to him. See, when that weight get heavy, you got to understand when you are weak, God is made strong. You know what I mean? That's when he get to show off. That's when he get to show you a miracle.
Amen. Amen.
All right, we're gonna move right along. Question number 3. It says, what thoughts come to mind when family members reach out only during times of crisis or in need?
Why are you calling me now? like you don't check on me and like, Mister. Hey, Mister, I'll do this right now. Mister. Hey, Mister, I text you what? I text you. I need a favor. Hey, you hit me up instantly. Yeah, what you need? I text you that, and this literally happened. You know, it was a transaction. You know, I need a favor, Mister. You know, because you didn't hesitate because we talk all the time. I check on you, you check on me. Like, but somebody else out of the blue, you're not checking on me. Like, but like you're calling out the blue. Oh, I need this, I need that. Like, you know, it's like, you know, you kind of brush them to the side. But, you know, like people like that. You got to watch people like that, and it'd be the closest ones to you, actually. It'd be the closest ones to you. So I'm like, okay, and then because I deal with that with my family as well. It's like, you know, Um, I won't talk to them. We got a whole group chat. I won't talk to them, but they'll text me on the side. Hey, I need this. I need that. I ain't got it. Even if I got it, I ain't got it because I ain't talked to you last week when you ain't eat nothing. You know, the fuck we talking about? Yeah. You called me last week to check on me, and we both were straight. Like, so what we talking about? You know, we talking about practice? Like, yeah. So yeah, there we go. I'll let y'all run that shit through because I'll go off.
What's your perspective, Lady Howard?
First of all, I think I'm accurate with saying this. I'm the baby, so I'm the one calling in need. You know,
It's okay to call in need, though.
yeah, I'm the one that's calling in need. But so the reverse of that, from that, what I realize is that being that one to call in need, you have, whether it's a friend or family member, oh, what you need now? And you got to go through this whole thing. Oh, why you this and that? Well, why don't you this and that? Well, why I don't have it to keep giving to you. I just gave you this and that. Blah, blah, blah. All of these things. Like, are you kidding me? You know, like, and I'm not. I talk to these people on a regular. BU. I'm not calling because I need and I ain't speaking to you. I'm in touch on a regular. And I'm really not, they exaggerate. I'm really not calling all the time. Maybe it's once a year. You understand? But I don't like it. I think it's a bad thing that people do that. So with that type of spectrum, as a mother, whenever my kids need, and even to this day, if I have it, here you go. Well, what you need it for? Okay, here you go. I don't go through all of that. Well, I just gave you. Well, why you need it? Well, you need to manage your money better. Well, you need to. What do you need? If I have it, here we go. You got it. That's it. Because that's what we're supposed to be doing in our humanity. Is caring for people in need. And in need, it's no scale of it. No, you can't say, oh, well, you got this and this and that. Why you need something from me? No. You ask, God says you have not because you ask not. So there you go. That's all I have to say to that question. Stop making people feel bad because they say I need. That's what I would ask humanity. Stop making people feel bad because they say that they need.
Yes. All right. Montana Cobain.
Yeah. I hate to play devil's advocate. I get where you're coming from, but it's like listening to what a quote that Shannon Sharp said. You know, we have to put limits on what we give because a taker never put a limit on how much they could take.
Damn, hold the fuck up. Goddamn. Hey, I gotta stop you right there. Goddamn, you just preached this. Oh, all right. You got it. Go ahead. I'm gonna mute myself.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it can become a burden, you know, or it'll make you feel some type of way, you know, when motherfucker only call you for, you know, XYZ, and it's like B, you said, damn, you ain't hit me up last week, you know, or you didn't call me a month ago. I ain't heard from you on XYZ, but anytime I do hear from you, it's I need this, I need that. So when people do that, it just puts a nasty taste in your mouth, you know. Oh shit. Puts a nasty taste in your mouth and really just makes you look at people like, is that all you think of me? You know, I tell people a lot, my initials are ALM, not ATM. And I say that with a sternness, and I mean that. Like, sometimes I just feel like motherfuckers need to figure it out. And sometimes I do feel like some people do need to budget their money better. And stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, like my mother told me, once I left the nest and made this family, that's really all who I need to care for and worry about taking care of. So I stand firm on that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my responsibility or my job to, take care of the next motherfucker. Like I always had this saying growing up, like, man, let me get a cigarette. Let me get a cigarette. Hey, bro, it's not my job to support your habit. If you want to smoke cigarettes, then you need to come up with some money to buy you some cigarettes. Or let me get a front. Hey, you want to get high? You need to have money to support your goddamn high. Straight like that. We got the same 24 hours in a day. I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's harder for some, but at the end of the day, the same way I had to get up off my ass and go get it, you need to get up off your ass and go get it. So that's how I feel about that question.
Respect. And I love hearing both of the gentlemen's perspective, because I used to have that same plight. You know what I mean? That used to be my understanding about the matter too. You know what I'm saying? I used to be upset and like, you only call me when you need something. Like, motherfucker, my name ain't like Montana said, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no ATM, motherfucker. That used to be my philosophy. But the older I got, the more understanding I got, the closer I got with God, I see things from a different perspective now. Now I see things like, instead of being mad when someone called me, I'm thankful that when someone called me, God had me in a position where I was even able to do for someone. And sometimes I'd be having to, or be in a position to do for someone who on paper is in a better situation than me. You know what I mean? Like, it's many people that may have a borrow something from me and don't have as many children as I have. You know what I mean? And so, or obligations that I have. So I used to be infuriated and frustrated and felt used. But as I get older, I understand now that, number one, the Bible says this: it says, if the brother come and ask for $1 a day and you have $1 in your pocket, don't send him away and tell him to come back tomorrow. That's scripture. So knowing that, it's like I have to look at it in different ways. Like, somebody, like, I give it I break it down and I put it in a monetary aspect, just put it in a different aspect that we can all understand it. God gave me my car. God gave me my job. God gave me everything that I have so nothing is really mine. So it is nothing for me to pick up a stranger on the street that I see walking if I feel inclined in my spirit to do so. And people may feel like, oh, you crazy. You don't know what that person can have going on. That person can get in my car. And it's like, you will live your whole life in fear living that way. It's like fear is just false evidence appearing real. And when you have faith in God, he says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I should fear no evil, for thou art with me. So with that understanding and with having that faith, it's like, yes, God gave me this transportation to get up and down this road. Who am I not to get somebody a ride that needed to go down the street when God gave me the position to have the job, to have the car, to have the gas, to take the person down the street? Because I feel like now I understand, like, the Lord giveth it and he take it away. I was 26 years old. I had started my own business and I made $150,000 my first year. They got shit to show for it because how I handled the money. But he gave me a lot of knowledge. I said that to say that he would give it and he would take it away. When he had gave it to me recklessly, people were asking for favors or asking for handouts, and I was in a position to do so. And guess what I told them? No. And because I got to that point that I thought I was just too big, I got to Florida. I got a $40,000 roof. My first $40,000 roof. I got 50 people working from me. I'm in
I remember
luxury.
that.
I'm
You
in.
was
I'm
moving
in.
the dumpster.
I'm
Yeah, I
in
remember that.
luxury. I'm in luxury hotels. I'm on Marco's Island. I'm chilling. I'm thinking I'm up. You know what I'm saying? Life is grand. And just like that, somebody called and asked me for something that I could do for them, and I did. And it was inclined, and it was on my heart to do for them, and I knew that God had told me to do it. And I was disobedient to God. And in that very moment that I said no, 20 minutes later, inspectors from Florida come walking up on my job site asking me, do I have a Florida roofing's license?
Yeah, you need that permit.
You got to have a roofing's license in Florida to roof in Florida. We was down there doing hurricane roofs. Well, we was down there doing hurricane roofs. That was no problem. But the thing is, after so many months, the state of emergency is lifted. When you down there during the state of emergency, they have different requirements. You can say mom if you want. You got different that you don't have to worry about having certain license. They'll let people from outside states come in and help and provide aid during state of emergency. But once that is lifted, then everything goes back to the standard way of that state and the laws and regulations of that state. Well, the laws of that state said that you had to have a Florida roofing license to roof in Florida. And so I told the man that I did not have my Florida roofing license, that I was unaware that I had a Florida roofing license, and told him that we was from North Carolina, and in North Carolina that we could do XYZ up into this amount of money and everything like that. And that the homeowner pulled the permit. So I don't see why we can't perform the roof if it's under the homeowner's permit. Because I do know a little bit about the law and everything like that. He was like, yeah, that's all fun and dandy about the homeowner pulling the permit. But the thing is, you can't physically roof in Florida without a roofing license. Period. It doesn't matter if the homeowner pulled the permit, if the homeowner hired you personally. If the inspector come out there and you don't have a license, you has two options. You can either pay the fine, or you could be banned from ever working in Florida again. Two options. Oh, I'll lie to you, there's a third option, or you can take your ass to jail.
I was about to say, because they can lock you up for that.
Or you can take your ass to jail. That's the third option.
They can lock you up there.
So the first time having this large amount of money, you know, I had to send everybody home, 50 people in different directions. So I had to pay these people and make sure people got back home. And when everybody got back home and everybody was paid out, your boy was in Florida, broke, struggling, trying to make it back home.
They had to call somebody, say, can you help me?
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I see where you're going.
So that was a very humbling experience to me. And I know that was a very long story to get to the topic of the meat of the subject of the question.
Good story.
But because of those life lessons, I now just do whatever God asked me to do. You know what I'm saying? If God sent somebody to me and asking me, I now look at it like God sent this person to ask me, because they knew that I was in a position not to turn him away. So now, instead of being infuriated or frustrated, like, damn, you only call me when you need something, I'm like, damn, I'm glad that you think of me to call when you need something. I'm glad that I'm that somebody for you. I look at it in a different perspective. And I know that I can't never beat God given. I don't do anything looking for to have something in return, but being knowing that if I do it at the humblest of my heart, if I do it without nothing in return, man, a lot of times out of 10, I give somebody something and got to give it back to me before I can get home. That's just how he worked.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got a question.
I digress.
Before we move on. So who did you call?
Ghostbusters, motherfuckers.
Wait, who was the Ghostbusters?
Better call my brother Will. Shouts out to Will.
But my point exactly. That's your brother. You talked to him. Y'all have you didn't just call him because you needed him. Shit,
I don't talk to Will every day. Shit, I did call him because I needed.
But there's an interaction.
I'm just being real.
I don't talk to my I don't talk to my tenant every day. if my like we got like I get what you're saying too, but like if Montana called me and he needs some shit, or if I call Montana and I need some shit,
Mhm.
he know it's serious. And we don't talk every day, but I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
I definitely get what you're saying.
Can I say this? First of all, my philosophy is this. First of all, and I think everyone should do this. If you're in need, whatever your need is, start from the top of the list. Who is the most likely? Your top person that you have an inkling of some knowledge that they are in standing to help you.
Yes,
And then
definitely.
if that's not them, go to the next, go start from the top. And if you got to work your way down from there, then do that. Don't start from the bottom or the middle. Don't be a like hopeless beggar. You
Yeah, I
understand?
agree.
Right.
Hmm.
But also on the opposite side, it's a lot of judgment that we do with people when they call for need, and people I've heard it just in us talking here, and oh, this person is not managing their money back right. I know they can do it. I know they can this and that. That's because sometimes it's not your business, even if you know those things for sure. But you got to make sure you do know it before you judge wrongly. But even with those circumstances that you may know of a person, there's a lot of other things going on in a person's life that you may not know. So I think it's just the best is to say yay or nay. That's it, and keep it moving.
Oh, I tell a motherfucker quick, no.
Hey, that's my favorite word. No.
Because
Hey,
you
that's
know
my
what I'm
favorite
saying?
word.
Like
That's my favorite word.
it's not even more so about the judging, man. It's just that, I say this all the time. A motherfucker will look at you and assume you have way more than what you actually have. You know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
have I've had this saying since I was young. I make being broke look good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like from the
Yep.
outside looking in, motherfucker might be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he drive a truck, he do this and he do that, he got it, he got it, he got it. You don't know what the fuck I got. You don't know what I got going on. You don't know what I'm in debt. You don't know who I owe. My car might be up for repo. I might be behind on rent. You don't know what the hell I got going on. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So like, you just gotta take that into consideration sometimes. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel where Mister coming from too. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful that I'm actually in the position to help somebody if need be.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Or to be that person that somebody feels like they can call on. I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful that God blessed me with everything I have and everything I've achieved in life. But
Mm-hmm.
but in the same breath, I work hard for mine. So I'm not just gonna give it out just because somebody's in need.
See, I think
Because
I'm hearing that we're stigmatized because that's the way I'm hearing you, Montana. Is like on the negative end of the spectrum, your perception. You know, I think we are stigmatized with these things of thinking how someone sees us and oh, I'm not going to this that because I'm not the one to be doing. I got this and that going on. That's all like in the negative.
no, it's more so I've been used before, more than once.
Okay, so
So,
that.
you know what I'm saying? I'm speaking from my
Mm-hmm.
own experiences. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, so that's why I stand on where I stand at. You know what I'm
So.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've been that person to, yeah, I got you. Yeah. How much you need? How much? Yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I've been the motherfucker who was the head of the table and had motherfuckers at my table with so many plates and watch these same motherfuckers get
Mhm.
up, turn their back, and go elsewhere and try to get something to eat.
So here's my statement to that because I've heard stuff that similarity before. So and this is the question. So are the person or persons to blame, or are you to blame to be
Definitely want
used?
me. It,
You
it,
see, I
it, I
would beg
guess
to
I
differ.
guess you could say me
Mhm.
for being
Mhm.
gullible, but
Mhm.
also
I think
it's
she.
not really me because as Mister just stated, if I'm in the position to help, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I feel like at where I'm at right now in life, that card has been burnt out.
Mm,
It's
right.
just what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've helped who I needed to help. You know what I'm saying? Granted, if Mister were to call me tomorrow and he really needed it and I had it, sure. Send me your Apple Pay, Cash App, Zelle, whatever. Be you, Lady Hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know what I'm saying? Those are hypothetical things. But for the motherfuckers in my everyday life, you know what I'm saying, that I deal with, you know what I'm saying? Not saying y'all not in my everyday life. I'm not saying that by far.
Yeah, we
But
get what you're saying though, bro. Yeah,
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
your immediate
You,
circle,
the
right?
motherfucker immediate, man, that shit done. It's over with. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry at all.
So you're in protection mode.
Man, I
I
got
think
mouths to feed.
I think what it is the next question that we finna get to, and the question is this:
Mhm.
is how do you set boundaries with family members? You know what I'm saying? Who do reach out during difficult times? How do you set that boundary? And I think that's where he's at with it. He's like, he said it's like, there's a limit now, like maxed out your credit with me. Like, you know what I mean? You're gonna have to start paying down some of these credit lines before you could, get something else from me because
Right.
my well, you don't ran your well dry, you know what I'm saying, with this pump. So I get what you're saying, and I respect all that, because it's a thin line between feeling like being a blessing to someone and being an enabler. I think there's a very thin line.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind being an aid to someone, but I also don't want to be an enabler. I also don't want to be a crutch. I also don't want to be the reason why somebody is never getting off their own and getting up on their own because they already know that we're going to take care of them or we're going to do it for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want you to rely on me. Yeah.
Yes. I don't want you to become codependent. Absolutely.
Right.
You know.
You see, I think so. Yeah, but you set the boundaries similar to what you said in the beginning. You just it's kind of, you set boundaries by also through communication and teaching the person. It doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to be, oh, you just keep coming like I'm a cash cow, or you think it's just no. My boundaries when I help is capped at whatever that is. And you have reached that. And I may be able to still help you, but that's going to put you in more trouble. Because how you going to pay me back? How you going to do that? So
Yes.
you give other, maybe, and have the conversation like that. All I'm just saying, none of this has to be negative. It doesn't have to be judging, pointing finger, and stigmatizing anybody. And then maybe you can help in another way.
I don't think it's negative. I'm just standing on me. I'm just standing on business. Like straight like that. Like that's just me. It's not me being negative. It's not me being none of that. Like I'm just standing on what I'm standing on.
I think the boundary should be this right here. This should be the boundary. I cannot do more. I can't do for you that's going to hinder me.
True.
You asking to borrow $100 from me right now, but the $100 that you asking to borrow, I'm going to need that $100 tomorrow, and I don't have no guarantee that you're going to give me that back. So even though that $100 is in my account, technically I don't have it because I don't have it to give. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people misunderstand that concept as well. People may see people with money or see people in success or see people doing well, and just like Montana said, like, just because you see me doing well, that don't mean that I have it in a position where I can just give abundantly. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I think the Bible says it best. It says when you have much, much is required. When you have little is required.
Little is required. Yeah.
And I want to give one example, really a true story. I have a cousin, first cousin, married. She doesn't have any children. Her husband does, but grown children or child. I know of a son. But they're very wealthy. They're very wealthy. And she helps her family, and definitely her immediate family. and outwardly from her immediate family, you know. So now I'm the first cousin. But, you know, and I had to deal with my father. And then I was talking to her about it, and I need to get to Philly before he came here, and this and that. And this is what she says to me. She says, well, I can help you with, and gave me the amount that she can give. I said, that's wonderful. Thank you. I'll accept it. There was no thing with me. Well, no, I need a couple of hundred more. That's not going to work. Nothing like that. She said, well, Eve, this is what I can help, and this is what I can give. And now, again, don't forget, they're wealthy, but I know some of their lifestyle because I'm the first cousin. But
Right.
I don't know what they day-to-day costs and living and all that takes, and
And
what they're doing and
obligations,
maintain that
absolutely.
lifestyle, and what their future plans is. I don't know none of that, and it's not
Say
my
so.
business to know it.
Say
But
so.
see, some people could say, oh, I know she got more than that. And it's not my business to say that.
Yes, ma'am.
Because like you just said, Mr. Whatever she got in the bank, yeah, that's in the bank for whatever they need.
Yes.
Not to extend out to
Yes.
someone else. And then when it comes to their needs, now they behind the 8 ball.
Ding, ding, ding. And I'm
You
glad
know?
that you use that word
Yeah.
need. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm glad you used that
No,
word
it's
need,
good.
because I think
Yeah.
that's important. Because
Mhm.
Montana said earlier that the quote from Shannon Sharp was, put a limit on what you give, because a taker won't put a limit on what they take. So, and I like that. And so I'm gonna put both of those together in this next statement.
All right.
I feel like there's a difference from a person that is in need of something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a difference between a person who is in need of something and a person who is just taking.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you a prime example. It's a person who really need this $100 because their lights finna be off, and they don't have no one else to call, and they call you because they know you're in a better financial situation than all of their other peers.
Yeah, that's different.
You know, that person is in need of that to maintain the lights in their house. Versus, I got $100 in my pocket, but I'm gonna call bruh to see if I can borrow 50 because I don't want to bust down my 100.
Right. No.
That's a taker.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
a taker. Or you know what I'm saying, a person that always call you on Friday, know that you get paid on Fridays. That's a taker. You know what I'm saying? A person always pull up, smoke that blunt in the morning, don't never want to add to it, but he know you smoke a blunt in the morning. That's the taker. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't never want to match. You ain't never got nothing to add. You don't want to go and throw nothing on it. You know, and so I think in that aspect, absolutely, you do have to put a limit on what you give a taker, because a taker doesn't put a limit on what they take. When you put it in that perspective, I totally agree. You know what I'm saying? But I think you have to identify, is it a need or is it a want? Hey, can I borrow $100 so I can buy these shoes? That's a want. Motherfucker, no.
Right.
Hey, look, man, my baby needs some medicine and I ain't got nobody else to call. She got a fever over, Hey, no problem. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. That was a need. You know what I mean? So I think,
just to say what you said, but there's such thing as I'm gonna think of this as the police, repeat offenders.
That's funny to say it that way. Yeah,
they can rely on you. I can spend this because if I tell him my lights are off, he gonna pay that. So I can spend that $100. And I tell him my lights are off. That's what you just told me, mister.
Right.
You're gonna pay that.
Right. Well, the first time it's a need.
Okay, so
now if you call me every month telling me that you need your lights,
that's where I'm going.
You know what I'm saying? Now you're abusing. Now you're abusing the source. You know what I mean?
That's where I'm going. Yeah.
You gotta put,
and the positive side of that is okay that when you have a person like that, let them sit in their mess and their suffering, and pray for them that they grow and do better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, find understanding.
Well, I'm gonna pray for you, brother. God can do more for you than I can. I pray that you get that money by somebody before you get off this call. You know what I mean? And give it to God. Let go and let God. Sometimes you got to do that. Listen, hey, I'm dead ass.
Yeah. But it's bad too when you know people that have the means to help you. It's
Mhm.
bad for any individual to prey on that
Yes, absolutely.
because you need to be leaving that person as like your squirrel in the shed with nuts stored
Mhm.
for the day, if a day come in your life that you are really in need. So sometimes sit in your suffering, go without and work it out, and work it out because it might come a day you're going to really need and you don't have no plan to work it out. There's no way knowing, but there's that person, and it shouldn't be any trouble because they're not looking at you like, oh, you just keep coming to ask and ask and ask.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mhm.
Don't run your well dry with people. On the people on this on the
Mhm.
other end, you know what I'm saying? Listen, we I think I said it on the show before. Like people don't mind helping someone that's trying to help themselves, but people do mind doing somebody else's work for them.
Yes. Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? If we see a man trying to push his car off the side of the road, there would be another gentleman pull his car to the side of the road and help that man get his car out the road.
Mhm. Mhm.
They didn't have to ask that man. He seen that man on his way to a finish to do something, and he didn't have no problem helping that man get it done when he seen that
Mhm.
man was in need of some help. But when
Yeah.
it's a difference when you standing out there holding that sign every day, but you got some brand new shoes on. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Every day I see you, you always dressed for the weather, but you homeless.
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
when it's super hot out, you got light clothes on, short sleeves, shorts on, with some flip flops. When it's super rainy, you got the biggest jacket. You know what I mean? You prepared no matter what, but you homeless and you asking for money every day. And as you on this corner, your friend on that corner, then y'all switch over there. And then I sit here miles away where I can still physically see you, not miles away, a mile away, where I can still physically see you sitting here at the Waffle House watching you panhandle, then watch you go hop in the F-150 and drive off. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Here's one other quick true story. Y'all making me remember this.
Make it quick,
In
please.
my
Let's
name,
get
Yeah.
it.
okay.
Question number 7 next.
In my
Yeah.
neighborhood, so there's a guy. You see your people that look like maybe homeless or they don't have much, in their lifestyle in the neighborhood. You see them around. They always posted up somewhere or walking around. But this man, a guy, asked me for some money one day. Could I help him? So I says, okay, did you bother to ask any of these brothers that's out here all the time? You know, I said, because I don't understand when men are asking women, you don't only like for something, to help you out.
So
Did
you
you
think
ask
less
any of
of
the men
yourself
out
then?
here? Yeah, well, did you ask any of the men out here? So then it came across the street. When I crossed the street, I see the same brothers post up. So I started talking to them about it. So they gave me some little insight on him. Yeah, we help him out. We help him. I said, oh, well, that's good, but not all the time because, he blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, at least I know because I wonder why this man is approaching me, a woman. Any man that needs, and the first woman he should be approaching if she's living is a mother, sister, aunt, or somebody in the family. But then the guy did it a second time on another day when I was in the store, and I just let him have it in the store. I said, didn't I tell you this before we went through this? So I schooled him. This is not going to happen. You cannot be out here. You are a man that's soliciting women. You cannot do that. Now, me, I will help a woman when God puts it on my spirit to help out, but I've helped some men too. It could be as simple as $1 or whatever. But if I can't give the cash and you want something to eat, I can do that for you. I can come on with me. I'm going in this store. But I will do it with a woman. But I had to tell that man, no, you're not going to be out here, brother, soliciting women because we need you to be out here helping us. So you get it
All right.
together
I
or
got a
not.
question.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think me and you, Mister, talked about this. So, can a woman lead the country?
Can a woman
Can
what?
a
I
woman
didn't hear.
lead the country? Can a woman lead the country?
Lead the country.
Lead the country.
Lead, L-E-A-D.
Yes. Can a woman be president? And it works out without her emotions involved because what you just said was emotional. Can a
No.
woman lead the country? Answer that, everybody.
No.
No.
Can we go to question number 7 now?
Yeah, exactly. Let's go from there. Let's go.
Why
Question number
not give
7.
Mr. a chance to answer it?
Question number 7. It says, how do societal expectations moving right along? How do societal expectations shape our perception on family responsibilities?
I'm gonna answer that first since I wanted to talk about it. Let me hold on. God damn it, I just seen like people. Okay, the best way I can explain this, right? So let's just say I'll go out tomorrow and I'm the number 1 draft pick NBA or hit the Powerball or whatever, right? The only motherfucker I'm obligated, I hate to even call him a motherfucker, but the only motherfucker I'm obligated to put up in the house, make sure they set, is the people who raised me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And the way society looks at it now is, prime example with the whole shit that was going on. I don't know if everybody's seen it, but the last couple of weeks between Glorilla and her sister.
Oh yeah, and then she been around like talking
You
shit
know what I'm
about her
saying?
own
Like,
sister.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Feeling
saying?
like her
Like,
sister wallet is her wallet. There you go. Talk about it,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's you know what I'm saying? Can I look out for you? Yes. Can I do a nice thing or a nice gesture for you? Yes. But I am not obligated to do that. I don't have to if I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like I just feel like the way society is now, they feel like, you know what I'm saying? Now you got it, so your people supposed to have it. No. If you got it, you're supposed to put each one teach one, reach one, teach one. So if you
Mm-hmm.
got it, you're supposed to put your peoples in position so they can get it themselves. If you look at LeBron James as a great example, his 5 high school teammates, his 5 homeboys, he put all of them in positions to make their own fucking money. They may not be in the NBA with him, but they got money like it because he put all of them in position. Now, may he have bought them a couple cars or whatever? He probably fucking did. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he put them in a position so that down, you know what I'm saying, they can make their own bread. It's not, I'm just gonna just take care of your whole life. No, and no. And I hate that society feels like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what? Yes, I hit the millionaire. Yes, I got drafted to the NFL, or I got this big contract. I got that.
Yeah, you ain't get that. I got that.
You know what I'm saying? I got that. Now, if you was with me shooting in the gym, then yes, I'm gonna look out. Of course. But just because we share the same mama or we share the same daddy or whatever, man, sometimes people fail to realize that water thicker than blood sometimes, man.
Ooh, we just had this conversation, me and Marshall, man. And so what we said, man, it's triggered so many different conversations. I'm gonna have to write some of this shit down so we can have separate shows. But the last thing you just said is fresh, so let me go ahead and speak on that. To piggyback on what you just said, that sometimes water is thicker than blood. Man, I done had some strangers, and it's not that they are strangers to me, but it's like people who did not grow up with me. You know what I'm saying? Did not meet me until a month, 2 months, 2 weeks. Man, same fucking day at this first day at the job type shit. I done had guys that I met on the first day of the job be more genuine and be in a position to just help you be successful better than anyone in my family. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So,
Mhm.
and another note, I feel like as you get when you are younger, God gives you a family. But I feel like as you grow up, you build your own family. You know what I
I
mean?
was just about to
You
fucking
know what I
say
mean?
that.
And
Yeah.
sometimes those family members may not even look like you. You know what I mean? May not even have the same hue. You know what I mean? I done met motherfuckers from different hues treat me better than motherfuckers from the same hue. So, you know, your tribe, you know what I mean? Like we'd like to call it. You know what I mean? That's your family. You know what I mean? So I feel like when you grow up, you find your tribe. And sometimes, you know, your tribe may be a diverse bowl of people from different families and not necessarily people from your immediate family that hold you down
Mhm.
tighter than blood ever could. Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Your
Can
brother
I?
is by choice, but your friend is chosen. Go ahead.
Mhm. I want to piggyback off of this too. Um, Art for Change has become a significant part of my life. His emotion again. What you guys have brought me into and allowed for me to have a seat is significant. No doubt about it for me. It's like, wow, what a blessing this is to have that camaraderie, support, and comfort, and a place to be expressive and to get to know me and how I am in my expression
Because you're
and
crazy.
yeah, and to talk to me about it, cut me off at the throat sometimes, but then say, okay, but Lady Alva, listen, you know. So it's a beautiful experience, and it's one having that in such a short term, and it's no surprise to me because I know myself to so well in play in ways that but it's one for me to continue. I said to make sure I keep growing in and with. Because I don't want to stumble and make it a mess at all, because that's how much I admire it and how thankful and grateful I am. And especially from younger Black men who could literally be my sons, so it's beautiful. But now I question what is when we say water sometimes is thicker than blood, because with what I just said, water, only water that's thicker than blood, but then is blood too, is the water, is Jesus, the everlasting waters of Jesus. And that is the blood too, if you will. You understand? But with what I just said, like
Get him
and
at
with
the.
Art for Change, no, my family is my family. Even though they might not give me certain things as I've grown and and gotten other, which I call finding my people, you know, but my family is still my family. Me personally, I will not deny them anything at all. You understand? So, like, if we were to play, say, Art for Change, and where y'all gonna sit? No, my family has to sit here.
Yeah.
Well, where your family been, Lady Alva? Blood. No, no, no. Don't matter.
Right.
We're not judging that.
Right.
That's family. That's the
Right.
letter of the law.
No, we
That's
not.
written in the book.
I don't think that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Okay.
what we're saying when we say that. I think
Okay.
I think you may be taking that a little out of context.
Well, tell me what
Because
you're saying,
because
because that's why
because
I
I'm not
asked. What
I'm
was
not
that
I'm not
speaking?
when we say that water is thicker than blood, or water can be thicker than blood in certain aspects. We're saying that it has been times and it has been proven that somebody outside of my immediate family has been there for me more than my immediate family has been. It's never to
Mhm.
say that we're going to over put someone before our family member or deny our family. No, we're not saying that we're going to deny our family. I'm not going to say that's not my brother just because me and my brother are at quarrel. That is my blood brother, absolutely. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? But me and someone else could be closer than my blood brother. That's
Okay.
what we're saying.
Okay.
You can have friends that are closer to your relatives. You
Okay.
probably got distant cousins that you do not know. You have
Mhm.
immediate friends that you know their whole life and their family. So those are your extended family, if you will.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I might as well continue to answer the rest of that question. Societal, what is it, 7? Societal expectations. I'm a bit perplexed with that because societal expectations, first of all, has always been kind of in one race, entitled. And I'm very surprised though that now in our race, Black people, that societal expectations are that of entitlement. So I think that shapes our perceptions of family responsibilities wrongly. I think this is why we're going through a lot of unnecessary trouble within our families.
I
All
respect
right,
that.
mister.
I respect that. I mean, that she answered the question exactly. The question is, you know what I'm saying, how do we think societal expectations shapes our perceptions on family responsibility? She said
Mhm.
she felt that it shapes it poorly.
Mhm.
How do you think society expectations shapes our perception of family responsibility?
I agree with what y'all said.
That it shapes it
Let's keep
poorly.
it. Yeah, I agree
Gotcha.
with both of y'all. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, all right, all right. Last question of the night before we get into the artifacts and historical events. It says, what advice would you give someone struggling with the feelings of resentment towards family members who have been absent?
Mhm.
I think advice would be to try. And what J. Cole say? I try, you try, I can't say I ain't tried though, I tried. And you try and then you get an understanding with that person that you try with and then you move on. Like, because resentment is fucking real.
Mhm.
Resentment is real. So at least try. And then if it don't work, it don't work. It is what it is. Life goes on. What Tupac say? Life goes on.
Mhm.
So try. That's my answer. Just try.
Mhm.
And then after that, just life goes on. It is what it is.
I like it. Montana, what advice would you give someone struggling with feelings of resentment towards a family member who were absent?
Um, like Brother said, it don't hurt to try. You know what I'm saying? Once you try, it don't work. It don't work. At least you
Yeah.
tried.
Hey, that's what I say.
At least you tried.
Respect, respect. Lady Ava, what is your advice to someone who is
Mhm.
struggling with feelings of resentment towards a family member who were absent?
Mhm. True story. I think of while I was in Philly one time, and in the bodega corner store in the neighborhood, and this waiting online for food, and this young lady was talking to her male friend, and it was about her father, her trials and tribulations concerning her father and not being a father to her. And she was struggling with whether to show up for him or whatever, this and that, because whatever's going on with him now. And I was biting my tongue hearing this, and then I couldn't anymore. So God allowed for me to speak. So I had told her, I says, listen, I understand because I have a similar experience, but here's what I can suggest. Whatever's in your heart, whatever you need, go and get it. Because what I've heard standing here, he didn't give to you what you needed. He didn't give to himself what he needed. Silly him. And it hurt you bad. But whatever you need now, you go get it. You go get it in the ways to make amends and give to your heart before he leaves this earth. You also can, because other things I heard from her, you can do what is in your heart to do If you are a loving person, regardless and without judgment, do that for him. You love him, but you have resentment, but do what your heart feels without judging and not doing it because of your resentment with him. Because there's a thing that God does and blesses us that didn't get, but God gives us the overflow of that we didn't get. And it's a struggle to go back and to even give it to the person who we resent, who didn't give it to us. But in our heart, it's yearning. I got it though. But I don't want to give it to that motherfucker. But no, I said, darling, go get it to settle yourself. Because you cannot continue to live and be in resentment of what your father did or didn't do. That's his burden to carry. And I say the same to myself.
Respect. I think my answer to that question would be to, first off, holding resentment to anyone about anything is a weight too heavy to bear, you know. So first and foremost, you know, you have to let go. You have to, sometimes it's a phrase that we used to say growing up called LIG, you know what I'm saying? And what that is let it go, you know, LIG it, you know what I mean? Let it go. So, and it sounds, it may sound easier said than done, but first off, you know what I'm saying, giving somebody, you don't understand how much power you put in that person or giving that situation over yourself whenever you hold that much resentment and anger or you know what I'm saying, discomfort about this person towards that person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's too heavy for you first and foremost. So for your own happiness, for your own self growth, you know what I'm saying, for your own self development, you know, for your own peace, which is too expensive. I feel like no one deserves that power over you. So for that reason, you know what I'm saying, that's why you should let it go. And then number two, you got to understand that everything happens for a reason. We just heard earlier when Montana was on, I asked him, I said, now, if you would have grew up under your mama, would life have been as good as for you as it is now? He said no. You know, and I could say the same thing. I don't know what my life would be had I had my biological father in my life, because he hasn't been a father to none of the males in his life. You know what I'm saying? None of his male sons in his life. And one of his male sons is a transgender. You know what I mean? So
Goddamn.
yeah. So I'm glad that I got the upbringing that I got under my grandfather. With my grandfather, you know what I'm saying, I was taught how to be a man and have integrity, and also how to work with my hands. I could build a house from scratch, tear it down and build it back up, and read blueprints and schematics and understand business talk, because he had me there while he did everything. You know what I mean? So he allowed me to see what a man was without ever saying, hey, this is what a man was. He walked the walk. You know what I'm saying? I watched people treat my grandfather ugly, and I seen him turn around and give them the other cheek. I seen him turn around and treat it with grace, and I seen God bless him because of it. You know what I'm saying? My faith increasing with God because me seeing how my grandfather walked the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? The closest example, straight and narrow. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't until my adulthood until I seen my grandfather cuss. And I seen somebody cuss him like a sailor in his face and not pay him for money for work that he did that was immaculate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So exactly. And then I seen, not as hit a corner, a lady at the store stop him just because he had the hammer hanging on his shoulder and asked him if he did construction, and gave him a $17,000 job. You know what I mean? So like, I seen it with my own eyes. So I know this is off topic. So like, you know what I'm saying, because of that reason, you know what I'm saying, like, can't no one tell me that God isn't real, first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? And if I didn't have my grandfather to show me everything he showed me, I wouldn't be the man that I was. So if my biological father did anything different to try to be more active in my life, I may not have turned out the way that I am. So everything had to happen for a reason. So I tell anyone, don't have resentment because that gives somebody too much power over you. And then number two, understand that you are in a much better situation and got to understand that everything is not from your understanding. And some things is God plan, not yours.
Mm-hmm. 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 Well said.
I've got a quick question.
Talk about it, brother.
Yeah,
I think I know what it
yeah,
is.
yeah, transgender brother.
I knew it.
Yes, nigga.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. This nigga.
But we're not judging.
I never met him.
I
And I never met him. But I know he
Ah!
exists. Yeah.
all right. I'm not like I'm not like that.
He's
I
a fool.
I just never knew.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't talk about that side of the family. It's on my biological father's side.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Nigga, I knew you for 20 years. I never knew that.
I think that's what he's surprised about more. So, like, you know what? This is like I'm feeling like it's a boys' little talk or men talk, locker room. Like what? And he know you all this time.
I feel betrayed. Hey, I feel betrayed a little bit.
Yeah.
He said, I found out when the world found out. What the hell? Yeah.
Nigga, I know everything about you.
Except for that. Until now.
Right. Lady Albert, you're gonna go through some of these fun facts and historical art events and our celebrity birthdays for today before we get up out of here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cue that background music while you do that.
And exposed.
I'm sorry. I just had to ask.
Oh my God!
It wouldn't be in BU's fashion if he didn't do so. So
I know that's right. So fun art facts and historical events for March 10th. National Art Day, celebrated on March 10th. This day encourages appreciation for various forms of artistic expression. Birth of Vincent van Gogh, 1853. The renowned Dutch painter, famous for his vivid works like Starry Night, was born on this date. Opening of the Louvre Pyramid, 1989. The iconic glass pyramid entrance to the Louvre Museum in Paris was inaugurated. M.C. Escher's Relativity. This famous lithograph was created in 1953, showcasing his unique perspective on space and dimension. Birth of Chuck Close, 1940. The American painter and photographer known for his massive scale portraits was born on this date. Rembrandt's The Night Watch. Although completed earlier, it was first displayed to the public on this date in 1642. Introduction of the Impressionist exhibition, 1874. This landmark exhibition in Paris featured works by Monet, Renoir, and others, marking a pivotal moment in art history. Birth of David Hockney, 1937. The celebrated British painter and photographer known for his contributions to the pop art movement was born on this date. Completion of the Sistine Chapel ceiling, 1512. Michelangelo finished this monumental work on March 10th, although it was later unveiled. Opening of the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, in New York, 1929. I didn't know it went back that far, really. This landmark institution has played a significant role in promoting modern art. Shall I roll on to celebrity birthdays on March 10th?
Yes, ma'am. Shouts out to our March 10th birthdays.
All right. Yes, again, on the top of the list, I'm going to shout out again March 10th birthdays. Also, and my baby girl, which was the 13th. The 9th. Excuse me. Happy birthday. Already did it and done it, but we still in March here on Art for Change. And March 13th coming up will be my father's birthday. Chuck Norris, 1940. an American martial artist and actor famous for his roles in action films and TV series like Walker, Texas Ranger. Olivia Thirlby, 1986, an American actress known for her roles in Juno and Dread. Sharon Stone, 1958, an acclaimed actress recognized for her role in Basic Instinct and her ongoing work in film and philanthropy. Jessica Biel, 1982, an actress and producer known for her roles in Seventh Heaven and The Illusionist. Harriet Tubman, 1822, an iconic figure in American history. She was a leader in the Underground Railroad movement. Jared Kushner, 1981, an American investor and former senior advisor to President Donald Trump. He has been influential in various political and business ventures. Tricia Helfer, 1974, a Canadian actress and model known for her role as number 6 on Battlestar Galactica. Miranda Cosgrove, 1993, an American actress and singer. She gained fame from her role in iCarly. James Taylor, 1948, a renowned American singer-songwriter famous for his soft rock hits like Fire and Rain. Laura Flynn Boyle, 1970, an American actress known for her roles in Twin Peaks and The Practice. Happy birthday, you March babies.
Yeah, shouts out to all the March babies, Pisces gang. But before we get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen, do y'all want to go around the room and have something positive for the folks who we close out?
Be you. All you gotta do is be you. Let's get it.
All you gotta do is be you.
All right. My positive thought is, I don't know what I don't know, but through lived experience, I know what I know. And that's the only thing that I can do something with is what I know.
I respect that.
I like that actually. I like that.
I like that. All right. We finna close up out of here, ladies and gentlemen, man. We getting to the end of our show, man. We appreciate everybody that's been locking and loading with it. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe if this is your first time. Leave a review if you listen to the audio version. Know that we go live. Now we finna go live on Tuesdays, on Fridays, and on Sundays. We're gonna switch it up for you, but we may go live in between based on our guests that we have on the show. Know that we always have all different type of guests from all different type of art disciplines and professionals. To have diverse conversations and just to showcase art, because we are art for change. And also we love to bring awareness to any type of injustice, because that's why we are art for change as well, because we want to make a change not only in art but throughout the world in communities. Go over to Art for Change official Instagram, the official Art for Change page, so you can get you some discounts. 10% off on Molly Bees. If you go to our highlight section, you will see a Molly Bees icon. If you click on that, it will take you to her website. She had artisan cookies that are very delicious. They come to your door within 2 to 3 business days. They're very inexpensive. And also you are getting a 10% off the entire website just for being an Art for Change listener. Also, you can go over to the next icon, which is Old Glory. And oldglory.com will give you all different type of graphic tees. If you like graphic tees, if you like graphic hoodies, all different type of sports teams and different type of fan memorabilia on this website. Over 30,000 items you can choose for, and they're giving you 15% off the entire website. Not 15% off the entire website. All you have to do is click on the icon at the official Art Change on Instagram. Next, you can go to Patriotic Water, man. When you get dehydrated, you got to have something to wash it down with, right? Patriotic Water, 10%. They give you these liter bottles sent to your door. Very delicious, alkaline, and oxygenated water. So yes, man, Patriotic Water giving you 10% off their entire website. And all of these websites that I gave you, Old Glory, Molly Bees, and Patriotic Water. Make sure Art for Change is in your promo on checkout, and you will have your discount, ladies and gentlemen. But until next time, be great. And if you ain't got nothing good to say, then don't say nothing. Treat people with respect. Understand that you have to give respect to get respect. Understand that you have to give love to receive love. Understand you may have to give before you get. Peace and love until next time, baby. R for Change, gang. And we out of here.
Hey.